I'd heard the stories about Lake Lanier. Everyone around here had. It was supposed to be haunted. Some say the whole lake is built over a graveyard, or that there are towns submerged beneath its surface, ghost towns where spirits lingered. I never believed it, of course. That is, until my buddies and I decided to camp there one summer. It was supposed to be a fun weekend, just the guys. We found this isolated spot, a clearing with a direct view of the lake. The water was calm, mirror-like, reflecting the orange and purples of the setting sun. The air was filled with the chirping of crickets and the distant croaking of frogs. That first night, things were perfect. We grilled burgers, joked around, and shared a few beers. Late into the night, Tom, a local, began telling us stories about the lake. Stories of eerie songs on the wind and shadowy figures in the water. He spoke about some tragedy that took place in the 50s. A family had drowned, and it was said that you could sometimes see them, especially the little girl, roaming the shore. Mike, ever the skeptic, laughed it off. Urban legends, he dismissed, taking another sip from his beer. We settled into our tents, the fire dwindling to embers. I was almost asleep when I thought I heard soft humming. It sounded like a child. Figuring it was just one of the guys trying to freak me out, I ignored it and drifted off. I woke up in the dead of night, needing to pee. The world was still, save for the gentle lapping of the lake's water against the shore. As I walked further from the campsite, the humming returned. Curious and somewhat irritated, I decided to track down its source. Walking along the shore, the humming grew louder, clearer. It sounded sad, mournful even. It was definitely a child's voice, but there was no child around. At least not that I could see. Suddenly, a chill enveloped the air. A thick mist rolled in from the lake. The world turned eerily silent, the humming now the only sound piercing the quiet. I followed it, drawn to it, until I reached an old, dilapidated pier. There, at the edge, stood a figure. It was a girl, no older than 10, in a white dress, her back to me. "Hey," I called out. "Are you okay?" The humming stopped. The girl turned around slowly. Her face was pale, her eyes hollow, with a distant, sorrowful look. I couldn't move, couldn't speak. I felt a pang of heartache, like I'd known her, lost her. The mist thickened, encircling us. Suddenly, the girl pointed to the water. I felt an overwhelming urge to look, and when I did, I saw them. Faces, dozens of them, staring up at me. They were people, trapped beneath the surface, their mouths agape in silent screams. Panic surged through me. I tried to run, but my legs wouldn't move. My head was heavy, my vision blurring. The last thing I remember was the little girl's sad voice. "Join us." I woke up to the sound of Mike's voice. "Dude, what the hell? Why are you out here?" I was lying on the ground next to the pier. Sunlight pierced the trees. Morning had arrived. I tried to explain, but my friends laughed it off. "You drank too much, man," Tom joked. But Mike looked at me strangely, his playful demeanor gone. "This place," he murmured. "It has a way of making you see things." We packed up and left, but the memories of that night haunted me. The girl's face, the trapped souls in the water. It all felt too real. And every now and then, when it's silent, I still hear the girl's mournful humming. Weeks turned into months. The memories faded, the horror replaced by everyday routines. Until one day, going through some old family photos, I stumbled upon one from the 50s. It was a picture of a family, a mom, dad, and a young girl in a white dress. I froze. The little girl in the photo was the one I'd seen by the pier. Heart pounding, I flipped the photo and read the caption. "Last family trip to Lake Lanier before the tragic accident." The girl was my grandmother's younger sister. She drowned in Lake Lanier. Now I understood the heartache, the familiarity. The lake held not just legends and ghost stories, but my own family's haunted past. I realized that maybe Lake Lanier doesn't show us random spirits or make-believe tales. It shows us our deepest fears, our lost loved ones, and the painful truths we're too afraid to face.